I'm waiting on this word. You got a lot of people waiting on this. Heavy, baby.
He said it's heavy, baby. He said it's heavy, baby. Say, I'm on the move. I need y'all to say it with your chest up like you understand who you are. Say, I'm on the move. Say it one more time with me. Say, I'm on the move. Everything within the atmosphere is moving. Why won't you move? Why won't you move? Some of us don't move because it don't feel good. Some of us don't move because of what our ancestors and family members have told us about us. But on today, I need you to open up your mouth just one more time and say, I'm on the move. Every part of yourself must believe that there is something in you that wants the best to come forth. And some of us have been sitting in misery. Some of us have been sitting murmuring and complaining. But on today, you ain't got time for it because I'm on the move, baby. As we all know, today is Independence Day. And over 250 years ago, United States of America, what was called the United States at the time, made a decision that they were sick and tired of being ruled by somebody else's government. They were sick and tired of being told what they could and could not do. I'm going to tell you something about freedom. Do you want to hear it? Say yeah. Oh, you already said yeah. Don't even worry about it. Let me tell you something about freedom. You're always going to be submitted to something, but you got to choose that thing you want to be submitted to. Some of us are submitted to drugs. Some of us are submitted to sex. Some of us are submitted to our attitudes. Some of us are submitted to complacencies because we want to be lazy. Right? Sometimes you stick at stuff, but I'm going to take you on a journey. And I'm going to take you on a journey with something you've been saying your whole life, right? Remember when you was a little kid, you learned that Psalms 23 and you was like, yeah, I got this Psalm. I got this all the way. But I want you to pull up on your phone, pull up Psalms 23. Come on, because everybody got a phone. If you can look on YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, back that, I need you to go on to your phone and get to the phone, to the Bible app. Get on to the Bible app. Now I'm going to start with verse 4 because that's how I wrote it down, right? Because sometimes you receive something, but you receive it and you got to understand it. Let's back it up. So we're going to go to 4. In Psalms, it says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for your rod and your staff comfort me. Right there. Let's get right there. Now we're going to keep backing it back, right? He said, he restores my soul. He leads me in the right path for his name's sake. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me on the side of still water. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. See, I went backwards on that. The reason why I'm going to go backwards on that, because you got to be and went through something before you ever understand how good something is. And people are trying to land on the Lord is my shepherd. How you know the Lord your shepherd? If you sitting up in the house in front of the television, how you know the Lord is your shepherd? If you won't go out and apply for the new job, how you know the Lord is your shepherd? If you don't move up out of the projects and you stay there, how do you know the Lord is your shepherd? If you ain't working to restore that marriage because times it got bad, how do you know the Lord is your shepherd? If you don't let your kids get out there to get the education that you did not get, how do you know the Lord is your shepherd? So I need you to understand this with me. I need you to understand that you're going to be submitted to something. But on this day, on today, I need you to say again with me, I'm on the move. The reason that you got to be on the move, because in the process of progress, that's when you're developed. Say, I'm on the move. The reason that you know that you're on the move because you never remain the same thing you were when you walked in. Why? Because you don't want to be maintained. It's time for you to flip the script and become the woman or man you were created to be, the child that you were created to be. You can't tell me the business won't work if you ain't on the move. Say, I'm on the move. I'm on the move. We say this person did that and that person did this. How do you know what they doing if you on the move? Because see, when I'm on the move, I ain't got time to pay attention to what nobody else is doing. Because when I'm on the move, I'm paying attention to the fluency of what I'm doing. Say I'm on the move. See, y'all being mediocre about this move. So y'all playing with me. Y'all playing with me right now. You're here, but are you on the move? I'm saying it, but are you on the move? You know that's somebody else's man and you want your own. So you gotta get on the move. His bed wasn't made for you. Y'all don't fit at all. Her bed wasn't made for you. Y'all don't fit at all. See, something about being a stepologist, I can't speak brokenness or shield anything to you. Why? Because I'm on the move. I didn't come here today so I can sit in the presence with you. So be minded how cute you look, or how you got the new clothes, or the new shirt, or how you hanging out with your family. If you hanging out with your family, but you ain't breaking out chains, and you ain't breaking up shackles, then what you with them for? Come on, I'm on the move. Come on, I'm on the move. Come on, I'm on the move. Don't tell me to go ahead, baby. I need you to go with me. Say, I'm on the move. See, I keep saying it enough, that chain gonna get to moving on you. And you're gonna have to do something a little differently. I keep saying it enough, every cell within self is gonna begin to knock at the brain of you, knock at the life of you, knock at the actions of you. Because baby, on today, we're in a park out here in Kansas City, Missouri, because we're on the what? Y'all ain't punched me enough with that. Y'all ain't punched me enough with that. I need y'all to understand this. The only way you won't become is if you won't go. See, he already let you know when we was reading that first 4 and we was walking and we was on the move in that first 4 of Psalms 23. Let me help you understand something. There will be trials and tribulations. It will get hard. You will feel like you're cornered. You will feel like you're limited. But when you're on the move, there's a stretching that will exist. Come on, we got people that want to do church as normal. You ain't got so accustomed to showing up in a building. You ain't got so accustomed to having a ritual of how you do everything. But we got a generation right now that is knocking at the door and saying, I want to move. But you're telling them to stay still. You're telling them that they ain't ready yet. Come on, when God found you, he found you in brokenness. When he found you in nastiness. When he found you in confusion. So how are you to tell them that in this season when they've been called for, that they ain't good enough to be on the move? They ain't smart enough. They ain't ready enough. They ain't got the capacity to do it. The only way they operate in limited capacity is because you have socialized them to stand and step within limited capacity. But on today, because I'm shaking off chains, on today, because we're shaking off shackles, I need you to say it. Say, I'm on the move. See, there's some people that are not here, but they're staying in the neighborhood here. And they need to understand that there is greater in me than it is in he. They need to understand that there is something about their existence, something about this season in their life that is giving them their next. So I just told you, right? I told you this. Did you hear me when I said this? And I didn't say it, but I'm going to say it again because you should have caught it. See, he's with you. See, he's before you. And see, he's behind you. And so you're trying to figure out where he's at and if he got you. But see, I'm telling you today, baby, you ain't got to worry about if he got you because he's with you. See, he's before you. See, he's behind you. So that means before you ever walked into the job to apply for it, the door was already open for you. That means that while you were in there, you were sitting trying to figure out what you needed to say, he was speaking through you. That means that when you exited the door, they were still in the house talking about you because he is always with you. And he goes before you. Right? And he even covers it down after you. So the only way you can fail is if you do not what? Move. I like that. I hear y'all listening to me. I hear y'all listening to me, right? And I need you to understand that he didn't never create you to be comparable or compatible with nobody else. He made you to be authentic you. So my cousin over there, football star like no other, right? Got them skills that pay the bills, right? I'm gonna need to tell y'all something about this. When he hit the field, right? It was never intended that he hit the field like somebody else that was on the field, because it was his job to keep it real, right? Satan, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You never stop me. I am the stepologist. When he was on the field, right? And he had them burners on, right? And he had that strategy in his head because he already knew what the storm looked like, right? See, some of y'all are complaining because you feel like you didn't come from nowhere. But the place that you came from was just the place you need to be, right? Because destiny is in a place, right? Destiny is at there, right? And some of y'all don't want to get there so you can get the training of there, right? So you're trying to be anywhere and everywhere. But in this season, he's calling you to get somewhere. You got to get somewhere. So as he was going through and he was training and development as a child, and he was sitting under coaches that had him somewhere. As we are sitting here today, they got you under somewhere. You can't meet a husband or meet a wife if you ain't going nowhere. And some people think they just gonna pop out the blue, like they just grow trees. And I don't want nothing that's supposed to fit somebody that look and act just like me to be hanging on trees. Why? Because I needed to get somewhere so it can get in connection to me. All right, so I don't know if y'all still tracking with me. I don't know if y'all still tracking. Are y'all still hungry? Are you still hungry right now? So this is the strategy and plan. Are y'all ready for it? Are you ready for the strategy and plan? Because you got to step in the word. And out of the world. You got to step in the word, right? He put you in the world so you can bring the word. But some people are trying to be in the world and become the world and judge the world. He never told you to judge it. He told you to step in it, because as you got in it, you can win it. So I need you to step in. I need you to step in the field you called to. Right? Women, I'll talk to you right now. I'll talk to you right now. Ruth's husband died, right? Hold on. Yeah, Ruth's husband dies. Not only does her husband die, her father-in-law dies. Not only does her father-in-law die, she has to leave the land that she comes from and step into a new land. A lot of people like to talk about that she found Boaz. No, it wasn't that she found Boaz. She understood who she was, right? So as she was in the field and she was working the field, she wasn't trying to work what she looked like in the field. She was trying to work the hands of her in the field. She didn't just get in the field, any field. She got in the field that she was called to. You're not called to any field. You're not called to sit around any and everybody. And you're trying to sit around them so you can become the body. No, you're not supposed to become the body. You got to get down there and you got to pick it up and work the land, work the craft that you were given, because while you're working it, he's watching you. Come on, the business opportunity is watching you. And you didn't see Boaz go down there talking about, let me get with her, let me put my hands on her, let me take advantage of the things that I see before. Boaz was willing to go deep. He wanted to know the mind of her. He wanted to know the work ethic of her. So woman, while you're trying to get with a man that can only identify what you look like, I may have to drop this mic real fast. Because if he don't know what's in you, he ain't going to help birth nothing out of you. So that means, again, it's going to be nothing. Because that means you got stagnant and you got stuck because you thought you found something that was nothing. And it broke you and you became that. Now, we already stepped in. When I step in, I check my mind. When I step in, I check my why. When I step in, I check my answers, because God is walking with me. He's walking with me. He's speaking through me. When I check in, I realize that greater is in me. When I step in, I realize that I'm not supposed to be a light that is hidden. When I step in, I realize I am the head and not the tail. When I step in, I realize that he made me just the way he needed me to be when I step in. So again, I need y'all to step in. Again, I need y'all to step in. Say, I'm stepping in. Come on, say it with some authority. I'm stepping in to self around here trying to check everybody else. You run around while everybody's voice to sound like you wanted to sound, act the way you want to sound. When's the last time you checked you?
Come on.
Step in, self-check. The next thing I want you to do is step up. Because while you in there, you need to step up. What you gonna do? We're at a time in history where I say to you, history makers, stand up. You're at a time in history where the only thing can happen is if you make it happen, baby. The only thing that can happen is if you make it happen, baby. There's no need for you to tell your kids what they can't do, what they can't be, how they need to settle. Because the only thing that's going to happen if you make it happen, baby. The reason I'm telling you that is because in some areas in history we have digressed. In society we have digressed. We have become more broken and misunderstood than never before. But at this time in history, it's time for you to set it off. It's time for you to break up systems. It's time for you to break off shackles. It's time for you to come through bars. Because why? There is sky's the limit to you. And the only reason it's going to happen is if you stay on the move. Come on, get on the move, baby. Get on the move, baby. If you want to open a business, I need to see a business plan. Get on the move, baby. If you want to open up a business, you got to go network with people with businesses. Get on the move, baby. Come on, if you want to make it through those trials, I need you to get out. Why? Because you're on the move, baby. We complained about the educational system. When's the last time you sat in one of those meetings? When's the last time you went to the meeting? Do you know what they doing with the money, or you just trying to vote for Biden or Trump? Because I need you to get locally on the move, baby. See, I get real with you because there's an election coming up, August the 2nd. And if you're sitting back and you ain't doing nothing but you murmuring and complaining, I need you to shut up. See, I get wrong. Because people call me murmuring and complaining. And guess what I say? If you want change, won't you be the change? If you want change, won't you take action? If you murmuring and complaining about how these big kids, bad these kids is, when the last time I see you spend time with them?
Come on.
If you're talking about how that mama always at work, when the last time I see you do something to help her? If you're talking about how that father don't show up, why you ain't asked why? Shut up. It's time to get on the move, baby. Now I said shut up, but I lied to you for 2.89 seconds. The reason why is because we're in the decade of the mouth. It's the decade of the mouth, right? Because in the decade of the mouth, some of us have been speaking negativity and brokenness over people, and we are subtracting and destroying lives. We're destroying our own life. But in this season, it's time that you speak life. It's time that you break up shackles. It's time that you do the work to move forward. Why? Because you're on the... Y'all weak. I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? I'm going to do this one more time.